Well, whatever I say, I'm gonna make all sides angry because clearly certain sides are vehemently pro-Rinder, other sides anti-Rinder. I'm decidedly more anti-Rinder than pro-Rinder, and Kelli is also in that murky in-between area where she thinks Rinder has given us too much, quote, good information, so that has to be taken into account. On the other hand, she does call for him to step down from the Aftermath Foundation. If you want something more on who the exact personalities are, I already did that earlier video, apologizing for the sound quality here and there, but we will have to move on to the more advanced topic, and let us get right to it. What is the heart of the essay she put out? Well, it is strange. As I said, she thinks Rinder has done really good things, but in terms of the Aftermath Foundation, he is not the right person and therefore must leave.
Mean that I don't think things can get better. It doesn't mean that I don't think these people have done good work and intend to do good work. We need people to start taking accountability.
So essentially, Rinder's role is not in the right place. He should concentrate on media relations, but as a head of this kind of foundation, he doesn't fit. And she does go through some of the evidence why there are legitimate questions why he should be at the head of the foundation. And those were strong elements of the essay, but there were many times, and she does admit this outright, that she decided to only look at certain parts of the recent controversies. And she says it, that certain places I didn't want to go into, and I'm not going to go into those. And that's it. It's like, whether or not it's true or not. So it's like, okay. The picture presented is very partial. And if we want to be fair to Rinder, we have to look at the whole picture, right? But it's like, we don't need to see the whole picture. But then other parts of the essay, she's angry that we're not getting the whole picture. The main points are fine, but when you think through the essay, it's fairly incoherent and basically is trying to have it both ways, but that is her approach. And obviously these people have a lot of things they're working through in their own trauma. So again, these aren't meant to be strong, completely analytic exercises. That's just not what they are. But let us get to the more very alarming. It's not just him, that Claire Headley is being very deceptive.
He took Mike Brown's private emails to the president of the Aftermath Foundation, Claire Headley, and took them out of context and used them to make it seem as there was some conspiracy against him.
Well, some people might not catch, well, what is so alarming? Well, apparently Claire shared information to Rinder that was going to her. And presumably this communication was confidential, meant for her, not for other people, but she shared it anyway. So it is now confirmed Claire Headley is being incredibly deceptive. So I do agree with the basic proposal that Kelli outlined, saying that there are way too many high-ranking Sea Org people now in the foundation and on the board, and that needs to be altered. But again, we are kind of going in a circle that I guess the best thing the Aftermath Foundation can do is put in people who are less a part of the Sea Org. Will that really change things? Maybe, maybe not. And we have to ask the very blunt, unfortunately, very crude question. Is any of this really going to stop Miscavige or really stop the Church of Scamology? And the answer, you have to be blunt, is no, it's not really going to do anything on that end. So what did all these controversies really lead up to? It's unclear. It's fine that certain people are working out their issues and they want more information. But again, is this really going to stop Scientology? Probably not. So yeah, it just seems we're back where we started, that certain people who side with Aaron will continue side with him. People who don't like Rinder will continue not to like him. And some people say, I'm really getting tired of all these moronic forays into issues we don't have entire clarity on. And people who don't really have knowledge about the situation are just thriving on alleged controversies. So sort of all sides are probably not going to really change their minds after watching this, but it does give us a little bit of input into things I think that were not entirely clarified. So definitely Claire sharing confidential information with Rinder is very alarming and does show that the Aftermath Foundation in its current form is not trustworthy. But I think we kind of knew that even in the first initial month after the controversy. At least we now have additional evidence that, yes, the composition of the board as it is very much compromised.